everyone, and welcome to another episode of Doha Heat Podcast. Today, I have a very, very special guest, someone who I've been following for a really long time, and I really love her content. I really love everything that you do. So it's Elisabete Reis. She is the founder of Glam Your Image, and she's very, very, very like famous on Instagram. I see her everywhere, and yeah, so we've brought her on to talk to her about her life. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here. I've been following you. I've been following the work of this amazing team. So finally, we
Yes,
found the
finally.
right time
Yeah,
to sit
we
here.
discussed, I think, like months and months ago that we're gonna do this.
I know, but I mean that means you're busy. I'm busy, so
Yeah.
I'm here now,
Yeah.
and it's
I
wonderful.
was like, it's the summer, we're kind of a little bit more free. I have to call you in. So yeah. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, where do you want me to start?
Right from the start. Right from the
Oh,
start.
How long do we have? Okay, I'll try to.
Yes.
So, from Glam Your Image, I believe that's where you want me to start.
I mean, you can tell where you came from, what brought you to Qatar, and
Okay.
how did you just, everything.
All right. So I came to Qatar in 2006. So it's been
So-
my home.
Yeah, quite a while ago.
It is. It's my home. I am very comfortable here. I travel and I like to come back. It's my home. I was living in China before I came to Qatar, 11 years. So I left Portugal many years ago.
So you've been quite the international
I call
citizen.
myself a citizen of the world.
Yeah.
And my two sons were born in China. My daughter was born in Qatar. So it's like we are citizens of the world. So, but
Yeah.
now this is our home.
Yeah.
Qatar is our home. So when I first came here, I followed my husband. He came for the 2006 East Asian Games.
Oh yeah.
The Asian Games.
Asian Games. It was the Asian Games, yes.
Asian Games. And it was an incredible project. So he was working in Macau for the football. My husband is an ex-football player and a manager now. And we came for the Asian Games, and then we loved it. It was love at the first sight, and Qatar was very different then.
Yeah, so
It was
interesting.
really, really, really different. But we just loved. We loved the differences. So we were coming from China.
Yeah.
The cultural shock was when I moved to China. So this was peanuts, to be
Oh wow.
honest.
Okay.
Yeah, this was peanuts.
Did you
So-
have sort of like misconceptions before you came to the region?
Well, no. I was well informed. I did an investigation. I like to read and find out more
Mhm.
about places, people, culture. And I also had a couple of friends here, and I called them a couple of times, and I just asked like gazillion questions and everything, details. And I just, because of all my years in China and the cultural shock when I left Portugal at a very young age and I went to China, and without doing a proper research, that taught me a big lesson. So I came here well prepared, I have to
Wow.
say.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Mhm.
Okay, so then you stayed.
Then I stayed, then the Asian Games ended, and we said, we want to move here. And then my husband had an opportunity at Qatar Stars League. So he's the director of football development there. His life is football and everything about football. And we just embraced it right away. He's been working there ever since. And then I decided to start my baby project, which was Glam Your Image. And then I decided it was time to go for it. And I went like full force.
Yeah.
And
So Glam Your Image is sort of like a consultancy for
Yeah.
image.
Image, etiquette, and protocol right now.
Yeah.
When I started, was only image consultancy. So I did a lot of styling courses all around the world to understand more, to be able of, although I was living in China and with a very different community there. So I was very familiar with Asian features, with European features. But when I came here, again, there's another mix of people here and cultures. And so I decided that I needed to explore more. So I did a few more courses. I specialized in colors, in all the levels, in body types, in all about that. And then I started full force in styling. So worked a lot with the magazines we had back then, Achlan magazine,
Yeah.
Glam magazine, all those magazines. So I did a lot of styling, worked with a lot of people, individuals and corporate, because I also trained to work with corporate. And then I started to go deep on image consultancy, because styling was not enough, was never enough for me. It's so easy for me to just pick an outfit for you, but then you go and you do not understand how and why and all of that, and then you come back all the time, and that's not
it's kind
how
of like
I want.
educating them how to figure things out. Okay, so I just want to ask you, what got you interested in image consultancy, styling, and fashion? What started that spark?
Well, I was a flight attendant for many years before, so that's the reason I went to China. I was flying in Portugal, and there was this opportunity to go and fly for an airline in Asia, and I just took it. I was very adventurous. I was born in Mozambique. My parents were immigrants there. So my parents met in Mozambique. Both Portuguese, they met in Mozambique. So I mean, it's in my blood, I think. So I just embraced the opportunity. I moved to Asia, and then the contact with people and the differences. We are so alike. We are so different and so alike. So we all have the same concerns, the same worries. Especially we women, we're like all worried about the same things. But then we have cultural differences. And the beauty of that is just getting to know that. And when I, for example, first came here, the challenge was working with Muslim women, which I've never worked before. So the beauty of that and finding out how, and I do love fashion. And my mom was a woman that I admired a lot, because she was so simple, so classical, but timeless. Like, she didn't have like this huge closet with hundreds of things, but every time she went somewhere, she looked amazing, well put together, but very simple. So that was my passion, was the simplicity of looking amazing, and elegance in a look, not directed to fashion, but to who you are. So image consultancy brought that in me, which is, it's not about the brands, it's not about how much you pay for that, is how you wear it and how to carry the look. So that is what grew and grew and grew and grew, and made me want to get in deep into what you really want to project outside. So what is it that makes you want to embrace something, or and then translate that into your closet? So nothing to do with fashion in that sense of brands, or what's in the runway, or what's trendy now, or but more in what looks good on you, as you, as a person, not just a body type, not just your color. So in the beginning I was like, okay, your colors are like this, your body type is like this, this.
Okay.
But that was quickly not enough for me. So there's a lot more, and women are so interesting, women and men. I specialized also in menswear, and men is another world of work, amazing. They are very fun to work with as well. So all of us as human beings, we all like to understand and to look good, but not all of us want to wear the latest trends from the runway, but all of us want to look good, you know. So I don't know what was your question anymore. I just lost myself.
I asked you, where did it come from? Like, where did that spark come from? For fashion?
I think all of my years of working with the public, with the customer service, also being a flight attendant, also because I was an instructor, and then I was always very driven for more, in a way of that was not enough. So I wanted more, so I became an instructor, service instructor, and safety instructor, and then there was nowhere
Yeah.
else to go because either I've become a pilot or and also I had my time in aviation was fun, was interesting. I learned a lot, I traveled a lot, but then I wanted more. And what I saw from my colleagues, the staff that I worked with, the staff that I trained, was the same. People would not wear the uniform uh, the same way. Some would carry the uniform. It did not even look like uniform. And that
Mm-hmm.
triggered a lot of things in me. And one of the things still today, and is one of the strongest things I do, is raising awareness for posture. I believe that the right posture and the right body language transforms a look. As soon as I talk about these, people do
Yeah.
that instinctively. Yes, it is. It is because we know we are always
Like slouching. Yeah.
slouching, or too relaxed, or and we can be relaxed, but we can keep a good posture, and that sells
Yeah.
everything you want to sell. So in the airline industry or any industry, I saw a lack of knowledge in the staff. They were trained and everything, but in details, as body posture, as exercises, as how to walk, how to sit, how to stand, how
Mm-hmm.
to stay, how to move your head, how to so all of those details, they empower you so much, and you don't know, only
Yeah.
when
That's
you
amazing.
it is, and you just you see people blooming and changing, wearing the same outfit. So I thought, this is not just clothes, this is a package. That's why I developed Glamour Image into image consultancy, etiquette, and protocol. And then I did a life coaching course because there are a lot of things that you can learn to just connect the dots. And now my services are like a full circle. So it's not just about buying clothes for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah. So okay. So I mean, whatever you're saying, like really reminds me of what my mom says to me all the time, because we like us, we generally see what's on TV or what's the trend, and then we want to like follow that. My mom always tells me like you don't have to do that. You just do what looks good on you. You have to figure out that like what looks good on you and do that and not follow a trend. So like whatever you're saying, it's like it's all about your identity and how you can express your
Exactly.
identity in different ways.
Exactly.
It's
Your
beautiful.
mom is right. I love your mom already. And my mom was like your mom. So I always looked at my mom. She had some lovely clothes or lovely shoes or lovely bags or whatever, but that meant nothing. It was all about how she carried the look and
Yeah.
how she
How you put together things to
yes,
make
yes.
your identity.
Until today, when I am dressing up and I look in the mirror, and a lot of times I just see my mom with certain clothes she used to wear. And I lost my mom tragically 9 years ago, and it still feels like today. So I'm very emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Anything my mom makes me emotional, but I learned to control myself a bit more so I can talk about it. But I still look at myself, look in the mirror, and say, oh my God, I see so much of my mom. Not because I think I look like her, but because of what she taught me and passed on
Yeah.
to me, and the inspiration she gave me. And so, yeah.
All right. So let's get back to like you started this in Qatar. Was it challenging? Because I don't know. I mean, I don't know. In 2006, were there other competitors that were doing similar things, or was this concept even a thing in the region? And
2009, when I launched my website and I
10 years
started
ago.
my, yes, and my website, please don't go there because it needs update urgently. I need to pay more attention to it. But I started all of that, all the social media channels, Facebook channel, all of that at the
Mhm.
time. Just because I wanted to start, not because it was really what it is today.
Yeah.
Uh, but in terms of people interest, it was like boom. It was unbelievable. So as soon as I would, do something or talk, I used to do a lot of workshops groups of women and charity groups, and I used
Mm-hmm.
to go a lot and offer a lot of workshops. These workshops were packed because a lot of women here looking for how to and know how, and they associated with these groups that
Mm-hmm.
are exist here, moms groups and working moms and all of that. And these workshops were always full. As soon as I would stop the workshop, I would have like a line of women coming to me and just, oh my God, I want to know more about this, that. Can you tell me my colors? Can you tell me my body type? Can you help me with this, that? I have a job interview. What should I wear?
Mm-hmm.
And how I used to talk about voice projection and how to make people listen to you without you shouting, just
Mm-hmm.
body language. There we go again, body language. And they would come, oh, I'm a manager or a director and my staff does not listen to me. And so it was like, I was overwhelmed with,
Yeah.
wow, people know about this. They want to know more about this. And this is what I want to do. And it started like that. And also with the locals, Qataris, the same thing. So when we think about locals, we think about women in abayas and men in thobes. But under the abaya and the thobe, there's another life there, so
Mm-hmm.
they need to travel, they need to have closets for
Parties, events, whatever it
parties,
is. Yeah.
events, for everything.
Yeah.
So that was another world of discovering. And what works best in Qatar still today is word of mouth. So if you work with someone and the person likes you, she talks about you to the people she likes.
Yeah.
And that started. It was, I cannot tell you, oh my God, it was so difficult. I struggled a lot and nobody knew. No.
I think they probably needed someone to bring that, to like tell them that this is possible and this is what I'm doing. And then they were like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I didn't know I could
Yeah.
do this. And yeah.
No, I did visit a lot of people that had closets bigger to 2 or 3 times this room,
Mm-hmm.
amazing closets that I would go and, wow,
Yeah.
and do you need me? uh, but yeah, because, the more I know people, the more people are the same in the sense of, I have a closet full of clothes and nothing to wear.
Yeah.
So you say that, I say that, and they with
Yeah.
loads of clothes, they say that. So
Wow.
it's the same for everybody.
Yeah.
It is. And I would go and, wow, but this is like a wall just of shoes. You don't know what to wear, so, and because it's, again, it's from inside out. It does not matter that you have Chanel there or other brands. Or it's, if you don't know who you are and who you want to be seen and who you want to project and
Yeah.
what are you dressing for, no brand will save you.
Wow. All right. So, like when you were talking about this, I was thinking about, there must be there when for me, for example, when I heard the word like image consultancy or etiquette and this and that, like for me, what I thought was, oh, it's for people who are in the glamour industry. That's the misconception that you have.
Yes.
So that's what I thought, honestly, before you actually told me about all of this, like right in this interview. Now I'm realizing, oh, it's about like everyday people, all of us. Yeah.
Everyday people.
Yeah.
Everyday people. And the beauty of it is, oh, you never know who you're gonna meet, so I get messages or emails, or I'm looking for your services, or I always schedule a meeting because I like to see people face to face. I like to see if the energy flows. And I'm going to say something very cliche. It's not about the money, but we all need money to put food in our tables. But for me, a work relationship has to click, or
Yeah.
doesn't make sense, and I cannot do a good job and you will not be happy, and I don't want that. So after a meeting, if really our energy doesn't click, I will excuse myself with a busy agenda or I don't know. But I am very genuine with my feelings, and that's my number one rule. Okay.
Yeah.
So Having said that, I could have made a glammy image. I have a lot of people that say, "Oh, but we don't see on your social media what you do," and I didn't know that you do all these things. And because as public as my work can be, it's also very private. So I never revealed any name that I worked with,
Mm-hmm.
big names or not unknown names. So unless the person allows me to do pictures or they say, I would love you to put my picture on. So
Yeah.
like I did when I started a lot of befores and afters.
Mm-hmm.
And these women, they were so happy to share. Fine, I would share. But until today, yeah, I did some pretty amazing jobs with some lovely names and lovely people. But I just, it's private,
Yeah.
it's private. So I can work with women or men that do jobs like um, a random, I don't know, office that maybe you don't think is so glamorous. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to put this in a way that is not offensive,
Yeah.
but it's from any scope of work.
Yeah.
I've been with people from all areas, with all
Backgrounds.
wallets,
Yeah.
all backgrounds. So it's for everybody
Yeah.
in the public uh,
Yeah.
eye
I or
or
not.
you
Yeah.
sitting there with that lovely top. Understand? So it works for everybody. That cute t shirt. So it's for everybody,
Yeah. Yeah.
not
Yeah.
at all glamorous or for certain.
Yeah.
No, no.
Wow. All right. So I just remembered you mentioned something about like how you came to this region and then you had to sort of deal with like women who were like dressed more modestly or more covered and this and that. And how did that like how did you make that shift and what are the things that you discovered maybe in the process?
It was such um, a eye-opening experience. So now for me it's so easy because half of my friends are Muslim here in Qatar, and I go to their houses, to their parties, to I know their lives very well.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting part is when I go to Europe and people question me about my life in Qatar and how much people around the world know nothing about the local
Mm-hmm.
culture or very very little. Sometimes it's a bit shocking actually, or hearing comments like you live there, oh my god, you have to cover yourself completely, or you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So um, for me, working with modest wear, it was something that it was in me. So my mom was someone who she could wear something I'm wearing today, showing my arms.
Mm-hmm.
She could. I wear also. I show my arms.
Yeah, I've seen you wearing multiple different kinds of outfits.
Yes, but both
Yeah.
my mom and myself, we are more on a modest wear
Route. Yeah.
route,
Yeah.
if I can say that. So I do like. I know that I have a natural tendency for picking up modest wear
Mm-hmm.
clothes. So my mom, she always loved sleeves. Me too. I'm a sleeve fan. So this for me is a sleeve today. Even if it's something I like sleeve, doesn't say that I don't go to my holidays and I wear something strapless or
Mm-hmm.
I show my shoulders. No, I can do that. But modest wear for me is very classy, very elegant. Is very. I don't believe you need to show a lot of skin to look elegant. Um, but I believe that most of all, what people needs to understand is that the women that I know, the women that I mingle with, they love wearing what they wear. They are not at all forced to cover. They choose to
Yeah.
cover.
Yeah.
And this was the biggest haha moment
Takeaway.
for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Was like, okay, so these women who wear these beautiful tops with this beautiful sleeve like yours, you chose to cover your arm because of your religion. So in living here and getting to know all these women made me understand more about their culture, their choices, how they do what they do. I'm not saying that you did not influence me in a way to wear more modestly, but as I told you, that's in me.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's, of course,
Yeah, it's like a give and take kind of
yes,
relationship. Yeah. Yeah.
yes, it is, it is. And I do, I also do not believe that just because someone shows skin, they are not good. No, I don't believe
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah.
I think you have both sides. You also can cover yourself completely and be very mean, so I know a few,
Yeah.
so it goes both ways. It's not the amount of skin that
Yeah, I don't
dictates.
think your clothes like
No,
dictate who you
no,
are as
who
a
you are
person.
as a
Yeah.
person, and but I do prefer to see women dressed appropriately, and I see a lot of sometimes skin showing that is not nice. I mean, I personally do not
Yeah, it's
like.
your
Yeah,
preference. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
my preference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, okay. So you started an Instagram account that's like very popular. I follow it. I've been seeing your name for years, even before like I joined this job and I actually started caring about like marketing and social media. I've known you for years. Tell me how that started and like, you know, how did you sort of decide, okay, I'm going to make my life a little bit more public on social media, and how has that like skyrocketed and what happened?
Well, when I first started, again, I was very work driven, and I was just like doing all the styling and the befores and afters, and posting the women that would allow me to post, or just working with a friend and then using her pictures. And that made a lot of sense for me. As for my image, believe it or not, I was very protective of my image for a long time. So I used to post my looks every day. I would choose, if you go back to my first pictures, you will see my looks on a carpet, and I would take pictures, but I was always like, I don't want to be so much in the public. I was resisting,
Yeah.
okay? I was resisting a lot. So I would post, I don't know, whatever.
Your work, but not yourself.
Yeah, my work,
Yeah,
and a
yeah.
lot of my workshops and my things, and the comments I would get was, "Oh, show us what you're wearing." It's like, I was giving a workshop. Who cares what I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I want to show my professional side,
Yeah,
not my
yeah, yeah, yeah.
looks. But then I realized that did not make sense, So people wanted to see my choices. That has to make sense, because as an image consultant and talking about all of these, is only natural that people
Yeah.
want to see your choices.
I mean,
And
it's true. Like when you look for a personal trainer, you're gonna try and look for someone who's really fit and all of that. So they want to
exactly,
see like you, and then they'll probably choose what.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And that was one of the things that made me open up a bit more and started to become more active. And
Mm-hmm.
but the other thing was, again, protecting my clients' privacy. So half of the fun things I do, I don't
You couldn't
post.
show it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
especially now recently. But when I first started, was really slow. Was really, there was not this demand there is today of you have to post every minute, every hour,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy and consumes you. And
Yeah.
so when I started, was a lot less. There was very few people on Instagram here in Qatar when I first started. All these famous bloggers, the
Influencers.
influencers that
I
are
hate that
now,
term.
I mean, too, so much, so much. I remember all of them starting. I remember all of them telling me, "Oh, I follow you," or "I saw your befores and afters," or
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
remember all of them starting. And now they are much bigger than me because they chose another way of
Yeah, yeah.
working. So, which fine, fair enough, and good for that. But a lot of people tell me, "Oh, Elizabeth, you could be a lot more famous if you just showed more of this or of that or of that." Or, but that does not interest me.
I mean, to be honest, like I, I mean, I like obviously we're my age. Everyone's on social media in our age, and then, but honestly, like I remember your name. Like you have a reputation that's a good, positive reputation, of being the sophisticated. Like you have a reputation online that like there are lots of influencers that I follow and I unfollow after like a while, or like you keep following and then you're like, no, I don't like this content, you unfollow. But like with you, I've remembered you for all of these years, and I think that's like a testament to who you are, even if you've not like reached the sky, and you've not like followed that path of like, oh, content of all of this. But yeah, so I don't
Thank
know
you for
why
saying that.
I
No, that is great to hear that, because
Mhm.
I've struggled with that a lot, and the pressure is there, and I just like, first of all, I like to do what I'm comfortable with. So a lot of people say, "Oh my God, you have such a cute daughter and sons and la la la. If you put your daughter every day, or you're gonna be so famous." And I don't want to expose my daughter every day to my social media. I mean, poor daughter, you know.
Yeah.
No, she's cute, I know, and if I give her my phone, she will do immediately a
Yeah, but it
coverage
should
of
be her
the
choice, and eventually,
yes. And
yeah.
from time to time, yeah, I do something fun with my
Yeah,
kids
it's
because
really
it's
cute. I love those. I love those videos.
I know, I love them too, but also, well, my boys are at a different age. They are only, it's when they are in the mood,
Yeah.
not every time. My daughter, she's so cute. She's at that age we can do a lot of things, fun things, but also that's not my direction.
Yeah.
So maybe I would make more money, or be more famous, but uh, that it does not make
Yeah.
any weight on my decisions. So I like to suddenly, if something fun, or if I'm in the mood and my daughter is, she grabs my, "Mommy, can I do something for your followers?" She said, "Yes, sure, go ahead." And she does something fun, and she does it by herself. I don't need to tell her anything or do this or that. She does it. You know, everything you
Yeah.
see is
She's
genuine.
natural.
She's a natural. But again, having said that, being known for my work, for my reputation, for my uh, for the sincerity that I put on, and the love that I put on in what I do, is way more important than being famous. Or fame is a burden. Actually, you can't
Yeah.
go anywhere, you can't do anything. People think fame is really good. I don't think fame is very good, to be honest. Being successful, yes,
Yeah.
that is amazing. Being successful on what you do,
Yeah.
and that gives me, when I do something with a client, individual or a company, or and then I see the result, and the reward. That's the reward of what I do.
Yeah.
That's what makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Understand? Not as much the the fame, or the, and what I post is more, people will ask, why you post these beautiful dresses for Ramadan. First of all, I love Ramadan. I love the vibe of
Yeah.
Ramadan. It's for us Christmas, it's something we love so
Yeah.
much,
It's like you prepare for it
you
like so
prepare,
much in
you,
advance. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And Ramadan for me now is the same. It's the visits to friends' houses, is this, and of course, because of my work, I get a lot of invitations from hotels, and to try their iftars and suhoors, and then talk about it on my social media, and you
Yeah.
know how
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
And because of my association with brands, I always wear something Ramadan related. So
Yeah.
a nice jalabia or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. So I make it work.
Yeah.
So it's work with pleasure, because I only attend events where I can bring my family. I will not go alone. Oh, let's some no, no, no.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that does
I've
not
noticed
work
that
with me.
on your social media.
So
Yeah.
I will go to an iftar or suhoor with my family, and then we enjoy a lovely moment. And by the way, I'm wearing a chalabiya from so
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
not? And
Definitely.
I can make some money out of it, and everybody's happy.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
that works for me.
Yeah, as long as like your audience knows what's the aim, and like that the fact that your
Yes,
personality
yes,
is still very genuine on
yes.
social media, I think it's
I do
fine.
have a lot of new followers that question, but what do you do? They don't understand, because my social media is not self explanatory.
Yeah.
But I don't care. It's like, and then I explain everybody that asks me. I just say, I do this, 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 this. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And then it's okay. I don't want to become someone I'm not. And I don't want my kids to grow up and look at their mom and say, Mom, what you do on social media is not the truth.
Yeah.
And I've been so disappointed with, disappointed is my fault because you create expectations. But it hurts me actually a bit that when I meet someone that I've been following and I barely can recognize the person, or the person is not what she projects on social media.
Yeah.
And that hurts me because that hurts all of us, you know. And I don't want ever my children to
Yeah.
say, Mommy, you posted this is not true. Just I have a problem that I show my emotions. You can easily see if I like or I don't like. And actually, as a trained consultant, I should
Yeah, you'll be able to.
I should be able of doing it
Yeah,
better, but
yeah.
it's just comes right away.
Yeah.
I'm very impulsive, and it's just I have to control myself.
Yeah.
But I've been in events and in parties and in situations where I see the person and I have to go on my phone and like, oh, oh my God, is this the same person? And I unfollow right away because
It's very toxic.
it's so toxic. And I'm like,
Yeah.
girl, you're not this person. Why?
Yeah.
Why? That's an illusion. You are living in your brain this illusion. I don't know. One day you will wake up and it will hurt because
true.
this is not the truth.
Yeah.
So I don't want to become that person that my children
Yeah.
see. Oh, my mom is doing this, so I can do this.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
definitely.
no
Yeah.
way, no
Yeah.
way. Again, I know we live in a world where everybody's an expert on everything and everybody shares their opinion and everybody has the right to share and to say da, da, da. And fair enough. But I have the right to listen or
to
you
who
know
you
feed that or not, and I
Yeah.
will
Yeah,
not.
you choose not to. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I genuinely think, like, personally, that there needs to be some sort of training on, like, because, like, all of us, when we do our jobs, we either study it or we have like this years of experience, and then we're able to do our jobs. And being an influencer on social media is a job, and you need to be trained to be the kind of influencer you are. If you're gonna be like some, and I genuinely think in this region especially, it's become such a trend to like be on social media and be an influencer, and there are lots of people who take advantage of that, and they sort of there are people, they're influencing people in really wrong ways. The only way, like, until there's like education about this, like there's actually a degree that people can go and study, or like workshops or something to like be better influencers on social media. Until that time, like, what I do to protect myself is just unfollow everyone who I think is not genuine. And it took a long time to come to this decision, because there was a long time I used to follow like so many people, like endlessly. And I realized it really took a toll on my own mental health. Like, I was just hating on my life and myself, and just felt so negative about like
Yes.
not having all these things that everyone else has. And I realized, no, if someone makes you feel that way, you need to unfollow right
It's
away.
not worth.
Yeah, it's not worth
Time is precious, you know. Time
Yeah.
is precious. Why are you gonna waste your time in checking out people that do not bring anything to your
Yeah.
life positive?
Yeah,
Understand? So
yeah.
if someone does not bring something positive to my life, I don't want to spend
Yeah.
a minute with that person.
Definitely.
You know, and I picking up on what you said, I blame massively also the industry, the brands, the hotels,
Yeah.
because of there is no criteria.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I am better than you, but there has to be a criteria. Does that person really fit your business, your scope of work? Will that person review or whatever going to really bring you clients?
Yeah.
You know, or you just want the likes for
Yeah.
randomly for what? You know what I mean? It's and you are feeding these because you are um giving these people gifts, and everybody you give someone this cup. Oh, I don't like the cup, but they gave me the cup. Oh, this cup is so beautiful, and I drink from this cup. I was like, no, I would say no, sorry, I love you, but I do not.
I can't do this.
This
Yeah.
cup does not match my personality.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. so I cannot advertise your cup. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
So, and the problem is we lack people that really say no. They just want to say yes because they want to be popular. They want the gifts. They want the, I don't want any gift. You know, I work and I buy my gifts.
Yeah, yeah.
We all love a gift or this or that, as long as there's no strings attached. You know, I
Yeah.
don't want a huge gift, lovely big bag from this brand, da, 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 and then strings attached, and then I'm like
Yeah.
forever in their debt. No, I will save my money and buy that
Yeah,
bag. You
I
know,
agree
it's
with you.
lovely.
Yeah.
The unboxing videos that I cannot stand, but let's do the unboxing to show off the this or that. But brands feed this,
Yeah.
you know, and then this person sometimes don't even wear the gift ever, you know.
Yeah.
I had someone recently said, oh, I saw you with those earrings, I don't know how many times, was this some cute earrings I love. Oh, by the way, these I have for maybe 10 years and I wear them all the time. And those earrings was from a brand here. I wear them over and over and over and
'Cause you
over
love
and
them,
over
yeah.
because I love them, you know. So I don't care if it's, I will only accept something it really relates to me, to who I am, to my style, or to the people that follow me. Can be also something like that, but has to connect with me in a way to talk about it or something.
Yeah, I
So I
agree.
blame the industry a lot for that. And then education, lack of education. So
Yeah.
people do not invest in education. Everybody opens an Instagram page and is a designer. Everybody opens an Instagram page. I'm a stylist.
Yeah.
And then the magazines hire these people.
Yeah.
No qualifications whatsoever, but oh, popular on Instagram. I mean, excuse me, you
Yeah.
know, what are we teaching our children? You know, my son came home, this was a couple of years ago, my middle son, and came home and said, Mommy, I don't need to go to university anymore. Like it was a resolution.
Oh, wow.
Just came, Mommy, you know what? I don't need to go to university anymore. I said, why? And he was like, because I have it all figured out. I'm going to open a YouTube account. I'm going to become a YouTuber and I'm going to make loads of money. I was livid. He was maybe 12 or something.
Yeah.
And I saw some with my son. I cringed like, oh my God, how can you follow this person? And oh my God, just the voice or,
Yeah.
you know, or sometimes it's so ridiculous. Their channels, sorry, I don't want to, because maybe this is not fair because it does not make sense to me, might make sense to you. But sometimes I don't think it makes sense to anyone. It's so bad. The content, the videos, what they talk about, how
Yeah.
they influence our children.
Yeah.
And this is
Without any education or any background.
nothing.
That's what
you know, and
frustrates me.
I'm not. For example, being an image consultant, etiquette and protocol consultant for all these years, made me. I do a learning how continuous learning course every year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sometimes twice a year, but lately for the past 2 years I did only one because of work, no time. I do it for two reasons. I invest. I know I'm paying to do this course. I'm investing, but I believe it's the only way to keep updated.
Exactly.
To
Yeah.
to learn more. Okay, you can tell you can go on YouTube, on Instagram, and learn more. Excuse me, there's nothing like a classroom.
Yeah.
People, human interaction, me asking you, you asking me, sharing, I did it this way, how do you do it? And there's nothing like that.
Yeah.
And then there's the beauty of books. I'm a book fanatic. I feel sorry for the trees, but I love books. I love books, really love books. And I want to pass that on to my children. Like, learning is never ending. My husband just finished a year ago a master's degree. He had to travel every month for 2 years, 2 or 3 years, back and forth to England to do this master's in his 40s.
Wow.
So
that's inspiring.
Yes, this is what I want my children to see and to learn how important. And I told them about that Instagram and YouTube thing. Like, you know why we see a lot of people that lie and do this? Because there are no rules whatsoever.
Exactly.
There are
is my
no
problem with
rules.
this. Yeah.
There's no rules for opening a page, for writing these words. Someone that did, I don't know, once a collaboration for a magazine, suddenly the word is editor of so and writer. You know what I mean? So the way you embellish those things, it's hilarious. Some people that I know, and I read their profiles, their bios, I'm like, excuse me. Okay, I need to go on my social media and I'll also write something a bit more, because it is, you can transform or from 0 to 100 just by using the right words and posting some pictures with filters, and you know, we all love I me too. I have my age showing, my lines, but I like a little light, a little, I'm sure you too, everybody, and it looks good. You know, that's why we do a bit of makeup, but I don't want something so extreme that when I remove my makeup you don't recognize me, or when I am not on a picture you don't recognize me. The best how can I say, compliment someone can give me is, oh, you look prettier than your picture. Oh my God, this makes my day.
I love that. That's a really good note to end on.
Good.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, so people can follow you on Glam Your Image, at Glam Your Image on Instagram. On Facebook is the same thing.
Everywhere is the same.
Everywhere
thing.
It's the same thing. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. It was such a lovely conversation.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for your listeners. I hope they listen to us.
They will. And I'm sure they'll love it.
And I hope they support, because you do an amazing work.
Thank you.
I think it's lovely to bring people here and let them just talk about whatever they want to talk, share their passions.
Yeah,
so I think you do a very important job. I love that.
Thank you so much. Thank you
and
so
your
much.
Staff for listening and supporting.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for listening.
We love hearing from you. Reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter with all your thoughts and suggestions. This episode was brought to you by Ginger Camel, the media company to fulfill all your business needs, from film to marketing and podcasts.